Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasante Yasyat Viradavaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Vignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvandi Divyaihi Stavaihi Vedaihi Sanka Padakramopanishadaihi Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pasyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Na Viduhu Surasura Gana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Now, with Bhagavan's grace, we are about to begin the fifth adhyayam, fifth chapter, Sanyasa Yoga. It's also called Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Okay. Now, as good students, imagine Bhagavan is speaking to you and you listen attentively with His grace, and the message comes slowly and steadily, and all your doubts are one by one getting removed. Now, at this point, as probably some of you may have the same question, Arjuna has a question. He has listened, and so he is beginning by asking Bhagavan a question. Arjuna said, Krishna, you praise both giving up action and also embracing action. Among these two, which one is really superior? Decide this carefully and tell me. Now, Sanyasa Yoga, we have talked about that, what that means, both the path as well as the goal of embracing the indweller, of becoming one with Bhagavan is Yogam. And Sanyasam, Nyasa means to stay there, to where at sun, which means at the lotus feet, staying in the company of Bhagavan, staying with Bhagavan, staying keeping the mind in Him. That is what sannyasam is. It does not denote wearing ochre robes and doing tapas and all that. No, it's a state of mind where the mind resides and lives constantly and completely in the company of Bhagavan or with Bhagavan. Okay? So Arjuna Uvacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Cha Samsasi Yachreya Yatayoho Yekam Tanme Bruhi Sunischitam. Arjuna Uvacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yogam Cha Samsasi Yachreya Yatayoho Yekam Tanme Bruhi Sunischitam. The Padangal words are Arjuna Uvacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaha Yogam Cha Samsasi Yatu Sreyaha Yatayoho Yekam Tat Me Bruhi Sunischitam. Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna said, Krishna, Karmanam Sanyasam. Normally when we hear the word Sanyasam, we think it is giving up. But that is not what the real meaning is, as we discussed earlier. It is not possible for mind to give up something. Mind, as we discussed earlier on, the mind's ability, the characteristic tendency, the ability of the mind is to hold on to something, not to give up. But by the same token, it has the ability to hold on to only one thing at any given time, at any given moment. So when it holds on to something, it automatically gives up the other things. So sannyasam here, normally we think it's giving up. It's actually, no, it is not that. Giving up that is achieved as a result of doing something else, which is putting your mind with Bhagavan. But anyway, in the normal way of understanding, that we proceed now, it says, Karmanam Sanyasam, to give up karma, to give up actions. Okay, Punaha, and, in addition. Okay, Yogam. Yogam means union, to become one with. That is what actually the meaning of yoga is, to become one with. Now, both the process of becoming one with as well as becoming one with, both are denoted by the word yogam. So in this case he says yogam, which means to embrace the action. One side is saying sanyasam karmanam, another says karmanam yoga, attached to the yogam. That means do the actions. Okay? Some sasi, you praise both the giving up of actions as well as embracing action. Yetayoho, among these two, yet, which one? Sreyaha, the most beneficial, the most sacred, the beneficial. What is it that's going to give me benefit? Benefit not in terms of pleasantness, not in terms of temporary benefit, but permanent benefit. That's what Sreyas is. Okay? With yet Sreyaha, that ekam, that only that one, sunischitam, after due consideration and evaluation, making sure, okay, just not nischitam, but sunischitam, me, to me, bruhi, tell me, bruhi, me, tell me, okay, that is the meaning of it. So, Arjuna uvacha, sanyasam karmanam Krishna, punaryogam cha samsasi, yaccheya yetayorekam, tanme bruhi sunischitam. Bhagavan uvacha, Sri Bhagavan uvacha. Bhagavan now answers. These questions some people may have. That's why in form of Arjuna is asking these questions. Bhagavan says, giving up action as well as embracing it, both have the capacity for benefits. Among these two, doing action is better than not doing it. Sanyasaha karma yogascha nisreya sakaraha ubau tayostu karma sanyasat karma yogaha visishyate. Sri Bhagavan uvacha sanyasaha karma yogascha nisreya sakaraha ubau tayostu karma sanyasat karma yogaha visishyate. I think by now you would have understood the second line very easily. The words and padangal are sanyasaha, karma, yogaha, cha, nisreya, sakarau, ubhau, tayostu, karma, sanyasate, karma, yogaha, visishyate. Sanyasaha, that means to give up. Right? To give up. Karma yogaha cha, and embracing action. Both giving up action and embracing action. Ubhau, both. Nisreya sakarau. Both nisreya, nisreya, the exalted benefits, sakarau, both of them confer, both of them yield great benefits, permanent benefit, the Sreyas type of benefits. And anything to do with Sreyas means you are in the takes you to the company of the Lord. Preyas is company of the world pleasures. So those are the two different things. Okay, Preyas is pleasant, not necessarily good. Sreyas is initially may not be pleasant, but long-term effect is always good and beneficial. So Nisreya Sakarao, they confer great exalted benefits. Tayos too, among them, Tayos too. Karma sanyasate, giving up action, karma sanyasate, better than, more than giving up action, karma yogaha, embracing action, visishate, is superior, is better. Sri Bhagavan uvacha, Sanyasa karma yogascha nisreyasakaravubhau tayostu karma sanyasate karma yogo visishyate. Slokam number 3. Nyeyaha sa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati nirdvadvanto hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Nyeyaha sa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati nirdvadvanto hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. The Padangal words are Nyeyaha sa nitya sannyasi yaha na dveshti na kankshati nirdvadvantaha hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Yaha, who, na dveshti, does not hate, na kankshati, does not desire, saha, he, nitya sannyasi, is always eternally a person who has given up everything. See, it's a mental attitude. Again, no hatred, no liking, no hatred, no desire, no acquisitive desire, no giving up desire. Neither one is present. Okay? That person is nitya sannyasi. He is the one who has actually given up. And again, remember, go back to the etymological meaning of sannyasi. He is a person whose mind is always residing at the lotus feet with Bhagavan. Okay, that is the way to understand it. Thus, Nyeyaha, okay, this person, Saha, Nitya Sannyasi Jnayaha, he is the one who is to be understood, who is to be known as Nitya Sannyasi. Mahabaho, addressing Arjuna, he, as we have seen before, and he is an assertive, for sure, certainly, that's what it means. Nirdvadvantaha, the Dvadvaha means opposites, like cold, heat, right? Pain, pleasure, success, failure, all these things, right? Opposites, both sides of the same coin. Nirdvadvantaha, who is beyond the opposites, who has transcended, who has crossed over the feeling of opposites, right? He has freed himself from that. Bandhat, and he's the one, now he's talking about Bandhat is the bondage of actions. Actions bind us. That bondage is what he's talking of. Sukham, very easily. Sukham means, comfort is one way we understand. Sukham also means easy, very facile, very easily. Pramuchyate, he is relieved from that. He is overcoming the bondage of actions very easily. Who? The person who does not hate or who does not have either an acquisitive desire or a repulsive desire. Either one. Neither one he has. That person, he has crossed the opposites, and he is the one Nitya Sannyasi, and he is actually freed from actions very easily. Okay? He is now talking about how to give up actions. He is answering Arjuna's questions. Okay, karma sannyasi, how do you really give up actions? You cannot say, I'll give up action. It doesn't happen. It's a mental attitude whereby you mature to a state where there is no hatred and there is no desire. Nyeyaha sa nitya sannyas, nyeyaha sa nitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na kankshati, nirdvadvanto hi mahabaho, sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Slokam number 4. Overall meaning, it is the amateurs, not the scholars, who describe knowledge and action as different. He who establishes himself firmly in any one of these two gets the benefits of both. It's very important. Sankyam, Sannyasam, Buddhi Yoga, whatever way we look at it, they are one and the same. Okay? And one who establishes in any one of these attains the benefits of all. In this case, Bhagavan is talking about Sanyasa and Sankhya, so it attains the benefits of both. Sankhya Yoga Prutak Balaha Pravadanti Na Panditaha Ekam Api Astitaha Samyak Gubayoho Vindate Palam. Samyak Ubayoho Vindate Palam. Okay. Sankhya Yoga Prutak Balaha Pravadanti Na Panditaha Ekam Api Astitaha Samyak Ubayoho Vindate Palam. So, padangal are Sankhya Yoga Prutak Balaha Pravadanti Na Panditaha Ekam Api Astitaha Samyak Ubayoho Vindate Palam. Okay? Balaha. Balaha means children. In this case, what type of children? Not chronological age. People who are children in the spiritual knowledge, in the process of embracing the indweller. People who are got a childish knowledge, not fairly ignorant in terms of embracing and touching the indweller. That balaha, that means amateurs in this process. They Sankhya Yoga, Sankyam and Yogam. Sankhya means knowledge that we talked about. Bhagavan taught us in second Adhyayam. So Sankyam, Yogam is when you embrace the indweller. Okay, both these, Prutak, different. They are different. Pravadanti, they speak. Who? The Balaha Pravadanti. The amateurs say that Sankyam and Yoga are two different things. Na Panditaha, the scholars. And remember, Bhagavan has given so far two definitions of who is a Pandita. And I urge you, if you don't recall it right now, to go back and go through the Slokams, and you will see there are two definitions, two different places where he has given a definition, who is a Pandita. And those Panditaha, they do not talk like this. They do not say Sankyam and Yogam are different. It's only the Balaha Pravadanti. Now, Ekam Api Astitaha, establishing in one of these. And what happened? Samyak. How do you establish it? Samyak, which means very well established, firmly established. Okay? That person, what happens is Udayoho, the both palam, the benefits of both, vindate, he obtains it. Samyak yogaha. And Bhagavan says, samyak drishti, samyak vacham, samyak srunuhu, samyak karmaha. Like that everything should be firmly and established in the company of Bhagavan. Okay, that is what samyak means. More than firmly, it also denotes where it is established, okay, in the company of the Lord, of the lotus feet. Okay, that's also denoted by the word samyak. So, ekam api astitaha samyak, ubayoho vindate palam. Okay, ubayoho palam vindate. Okay. Sankhya yoga prutak balaha pravadanti na panditaha ekam apyastitaha samyak Ubhayor Vindate Palam. Slokam number 5. Overall meaning: the final state of awareness attained by the enquirers of knowledge is attained by the practitioners of selfless action also. The final goal is exactly the same. Knowledge is the same as embracing divinity in action. Very important point. That's where it's not different. It's the same. Knowledge, the jnanam that the Bhagavan talked about, tad vidhi pranipatena, pariprasnena, sevaya, all those things we learned. That jnanam is nothing but embracing divinity in action. Not only in action, embracing divinity in non-action, embracing divinity in everything around. Okay, that is what the final jnanam comes to be. So here, knowledge is the same, sankyam, is the same as embracing divinity in action. He who realizes this has indeed realized. That is what slokam number 5. Yat sankhyahi prapyate sthanam tad yogaihi api gamyate. Ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yaha pasyati sa pasyati. Yat sankhyahi prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate. Ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yaha pasyati sa pasyati. The padangal are yat sankhyahi prapyate sthanam tat yogaihi api gamyate. Ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yaha pasyati sa pasyati. Sankhyahi, people who are following the path of knowledge, people who are following the path of inquiry. Ramana Maharishi did that, right? And that people who are inquiring, where is Bhagavan? What is this? Where is the Lord in this? Raso vai saha, by the Upanishad teaches us. So where is the essence, right? He is the essence of everything. So one who inquires like that, yatu sthanam prapyate. Sthanam means the state, the state of awareness, state of experience, state of conscience, right? That state, prapyate, these people, they've been attained by them. Okay, the same state of awareness, yogehi api, that same state, yogehi api, people who are embracing divinity in action, becoming union with the Lord in the action that they undertake, gamyate, they also attain and achieve the same state of awareness. Sankhyan cha, Sankhyan, the knowledge path, Yogan cha, the yoga path, Ekam, one, both of them are one. Yaha, who, pasyati, realizes. Pasyati means to see. But this is not something you see with the eyes that given to us. It's something you realize and experience. It's an awareness that comes through. So, one who realizes that Sankhya and Yogam are one and the same, the Ekam, Saha, he, Pasyati, he has realized. Yat Sankhyahi prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate. Ekam Sankyam cha Yogam cha yapasyati sa pasyati. Slokam number 6. Overall meaning is, Bhagavan says, O mighty-souled Arjuna, without doing action and embracing divinity while doing so, in other words, without having the ability to or the chance to practice embracing divinity in action, it is very difficult to give up the awareness, I am the doer. But embracing action as divinity itself and becoming skilled in this embrace, one rises to the awareness of Brahman promptly. In other words, action is nothing but a laboratory for us to keep practicing that. That's the only reason action is given, to look at it as divinity, to worship it, and to embrace the action as God Himself. So number 6, Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkam aptum ayogataha yoga yuktaha munir brahma nachirena adhigacchati. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkam aptum ayogataha yoga yuktaha munir brahma nachirena adhigacchati. The padangal are sanyasastu. Tu means sanyasaha, tu mahabaho dukkam aptum ayogataha yoga yuktaha munihi brahma nachirena adhigacchati. Mahabaho, you know the meaning of it, right? Ayogataha, that means without embracing the divinity, without turning the mind towards Bhagavan. The mind has to go, okay? It doesn't matter what the body does, but the mind has to turn towards Bhagavan. That process has to begin. That process. Without that process, ayogataha, sannyasam. That means the ability to give up the worldly matters, to give up everything other than the Lord, the ability to do that, optum, to attain that, dukkham. Dukkham means, one way we understand dukkham is difficulty, is sadness, misery and all that. Dukkham also means difficult. You know, it is not easy. Like sukham was easy, but dukkham is actually very difficult. So, without yogam, to do sannyasam is very difficult. Without developing the tendency, the attitude and the impulse and the practice and the process of embracing the indweller, it is not possible to give up anything in this world, basically. That's what he's saying. Okay, sannyasam is very difficult. True, but yoga yuktaha, one who is firmly established in both the tendency in the process and the practice, and thereby becomes skilled, mature in embracing the indweller, one who always keeps the company of the Lord, that munihi. Munihi is one, etymologically, there is a difference between rishi and muni, but both really ultimately point to the same thing. But munihi is the one who is focused on obtaining moksham. Okay, and moksham we saw earlier. Moksham is something not in heaven or anywhere else. Moksham simply means moha chayaha, right? The decline and the elimination of illusion, decline and elimination of delusion, ignorance. So Bhagavan, one who is interested in embracing the indweller, that person is munihi. Nachirena, immediately, promptly, at once. Brahma, the state of the awareness of Brahman itself, adhigachati, not only gachati, but adhigachati, obtains, he arrives there promptly, almost instantly. Now, he attains what? He attains the awareness of Brahma. Now, what is Brahma? Brahman, in this case, it is not creation or protection or dissolution. Brahman, as we saw earlier, means most expansive. Okay, it's so expansive. Visvam Vishnu Vashatkaro, we say. That Visvam, that Vishnu is Brahman, which is, it is so expansive. It's more expansive than the sky, more expansive than the universe. So it is the essence that is present everywhere. He becomes one with it. That means he's got the most expansive heart of selfless love. That's what it comes down to on a practical basis. Okay? Sanyasastu mahabaho, sanyasastu mahabaho, dukkhamaptum ayogataha, yoga yukto munir brahma, nachirena adhigachati. We will do one more, 7. And then we'll stop for today. The general meaning of 7 is, person, now imagine if you turn your mind towards the Lord, what happens? Your mind gets purified. And your focus on Bhagavan gets stronger and stronger and more lasting and more lasting. So with that kind of mind purified and focused on divinity, then with body and senses well controlled, because as the mind turns to the Lord, automatically the body comes under control, the senses come under control. The senses do not chase the sense objects because the mind is focused on the Lord. Okay, with mind purified and focused on divinity, with body and senses well controlled, he does his actions, attaching himself to the one spirit, to the one entity that motivates him and all beings. Although he undertakes actions, he is not touched by the actions. There is no karma bandham for him. Okay, again the same message comes in a different way. We have seen the same message earlier, same teaching earlier from the Lord earlier on. Okay, yoga yukto visuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha sarva bhutatma bhutatma kurvan api na lipyate. Yoga yukto visuddhatma. Yoga yukto visuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha sarva bhutatma bhutatma kurvan na lipyate. The padangal are yoga yuktaha visuddhatma vijitatma jita indriyaha Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma Kurvan api na lipyate. So, Yoga Yuktaha, the one whose mind is focused on embracing the indweller, one who has become very skilled at it, right? So, automatically, Visuddhatma, for him, there is purity of thought, purity of actions. Okay, Visuddhatma. Vijitatma, here this Atma refers to the body. The body is also under his control. Jitendriyaha, he has got sense control. Jita means victory over, in the literal meaning. How do you win over the various senses we have? Only by drawing them inwards, not going after them, but controlling them. He is able to control those senses. And not only that, Sarvabhutatma, Sarvabhuta Atma, Bhuta Atma. All beings, he sees the one entity that is aware of that, is focused on that entity, that life force, that compassionate heart, whatever we call it, that is present in him as well as in everything around. With that single focus, Kurvan, he does his actions. Okay? Api, and even though he does his actions, these actions, na lipyate, they do not touch him. Lipyate, na lipyate, they do not touch him. Okay? That is what the meaning of that is. So, Yoga Yukto Visuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriyaha Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma Kurvannapina Lipyate. With Bhagavan's grace, let us close now with about 9:17. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.